guys, it's Kara. I've literally received hundreds of requests for how I make my giant pumpkins. So to start, you'll need to purchase two 4x8 sheets of 2-inch insulation foam. You can get this at your local hardware store such as Home Depot or Lowe's. Then you're going to want to divide it up into 2-foot sections. And then you'll draw 2-foot circles, and then you'll cut them out and you'll glue them. So at the end, you'll have a stack of 24-inch round circles. Now to glue these together, my favorite glue is Foam Fusion by Hotwire Foam Factory. Now you will pour this on and you will use a roller and you will roll it out as thin as you can possibly get it. More glue does not mean a better bond. It's actually the opposite. You want to get it as thin as possible. You'll stack up your sheets of foam, you'll put some weight on it, and you'll leave it, I like to leave it overnight so it gets a nice good bond. And the great thing about this glue is it doesn't expand. If you were to use, say, great stuff, it would expand a little bit and you'll get gaps in between each one. And you don't want that because it's just going to make it harder for you in the end when we go to smooth it out before we coat it. So this glue is perfect. It will not expand, which leaves all of your foam circles tight together. So once we have that, there are many different tools that you can use to cut your shape. So I will show you how we can use an industrial hot knife. Again, this is from Hotwire Foam Factory. This is my favorite Hotwire tool. So we'll start letting this heat up. And then I'll show you another option for if you want to just crank it out really fast. I'll show you how you can use a 2-foot bow cutter to cut your shapes out really quickly. Okay, so this is heating up. Let's see. Okay, once it starts smoking, you'll know that it's ready to go. There's a lot of different Hotwire tools on the market. I've used the ones from Harbor Freight. I've used the one from Michaels. You get what you pay for as far as Hotwire tools. So this kit for the industrial hot knife that comes with the sled that can cut custom shapes is $2.49 from the Hotwire Foam Factory on their website. Worth every penny. The amount of time that you're going to save by having the right tool that's interchangeable for what you can do with it is very much worth the price. So I highly recommend getting one of these. Okay, so we're hot and ready to go. Make sure you have a rag handy because you're gonna want to wipe your knife often. You don't want that hot foam melting, getting on your surface, getting on you. Okay, so we've got our nice block of foam. So you'll notice that your first shape, we're gonna wanna start bringing it in. So I start just by going like this. Now it's gonna take you a while to trim this down. You can see how long it takes, and it gets kind of slow, and you can see that it kind of starts building up the melted foam on your knife. So then you're gonna wanna wipe it after every single cut. So you're just gonna keep going, and you're just gonna cut and cut and cut. See, the hard part with this, working on such a large scale, is just having the tool big enough to get the cuts that you want. So you can see that this would actually take quite a while trying to chip away at it, trying to get a bevel. So now I'll show you how I do it with a bow cutter that allows you to get bigger cuts, because you know it's all about speed. I don't have time to sit here and like whittle away at it. So let's try the bow cutter. Okay. So this is my bow cutter, 2-foot from Hotwire Foam Factory. I have the Deluxe Variable Heat Pro Power Station. So you can hook all 3 of the different power tips of all their products into one unit. So right now, there's even an outlet here. It says 2-foot bow cutter. So I've got the little toggle switch all the way over to the right. Turn it on. Okay, gonna power it up. Now the nice thing about this is now we can get much bigger angles, and you just kind of just drag it along. You'll be able to get cuts that you couldn't get with any other hot knife because it's not long enough. And we're just going to drag around. We're going to cut our bevel. Now that we've cut that bevel, now we're going to decide, well, they look pretty even as far as what's top and bottom. Okay, so now we're going to start dividing it into the shapes. So another easy way you can do it, I guess we can write it down first. Okay, so let's see. I think this one's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's go. Like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now that gives us an idea of where we want to cut. Okay. I think irregular shapes are good. Don't need to get technical with making it even because pumpkins are not even. Okay, get an idea. Just a little guide as to where we're going to start dividing this thing. Okay. Again, if you want it the fastest way, use your bow cutter. Flip it on. Now, we're going to start with the middle. You're going to go straight in, and then you're going to go to the side, and go straight in, and then out. Okay, again, the same thing. Follow where your line was, and then you're going to go out on this side. Okay, so that's we're going to start creating our shape here. So just go straight in, like 4 inches, because we're also going to be carving this back. Okay, go in, out to the other side, so it creates like a V channel. Okay, all those are going to pop out and go all the way around. I've done this the hard way without bow cutters, with small knives, and this is the fastest way that I know how to do it. Now I know that not everyone has these tools. It can still be done. It's just going to take longer. I'm just showing you guys how I do it. Pop that out. Okay, and we're going to go this way. Now that you've got those ones lined up, okay, now we're going to move to the top. You're going to do the same idea. You're going to go in, and then you're going to go out to the side. Okay, you're going to take that chunk out. You're going to do the same thing, kind of follow where you went center, off to the side again. So now we're continuing the shape. Okay. Line it up. You don't want to go all the way to the center because we got to leave that space where we're going to hollow it to the center to put the stem. So don't line them up all the way there. Okay. In to the right. To the left. This is all going to get cleaned up with sanding tools, coarse brushes. This is just a fast way to get it roughed in. I'm going to keep going around. Again, make sure you wipe it often or remove any plastic coating that's set up on it so that it'll cut fast. Again, if you don't have a bow cutter, you can do this with many different tools. This is just the fastest way I have found how to do it. If you guys are lucky and you're in Southern California, Haunters Foam, whom I met at Midsummer Scream this last weekend, sells 2-foot square solid blocks of foam, which is the Haunter's dream, because then you wouldn't have to glue your sheets together. It would be one solid block, so that would save you a lot of time having to glue all that together. Okay. All right, so now we've got that cut out. Okay, I'm standing back, taking a look, seeing what side I want to be the top and what I want to be the bottom. So looking at this, it's pretty steep on the bottom side. So I think that looks better as far as top and bottom. So now we are going to switch back to our industrial hot knife. Okay, we're going to let that heat up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create this divot right here where it kind of slopes in before the stem. Let's see, let's heat this up. Okay. So now we can kind of clean up some edges. Okay, let's turn this off. Once it starts smoking, you know that it's ready. Okay, so now for the top, nope, not ready yet. Still heating. There we go, okay. All right, so then I just kind of get in there. And I just start cutting kind of a circle out of it. Okay, make sure you're wiping your knife with every cut. Okay, I'm going to get back in there. Continue. Alright. Alright. Okay, we're going to pull that out. That's going to start giving us the basis for our shape. Some more. Okay. And now, I think I need to get this a little bit hotter. Okay. Alright, so now connect this line into here. I'm going to do some more bevel cuts. Okay. So now the shape's going to continue into there. Now, if you have a mask, you should be wearing that, but if I wear one right now, you guys won't hear what I'm saying. So do this in a well-ventilated area. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna just kind of continue, just to make it easier later as far as carving down. I'm just gonna take off that hard edge. Just do it at like a 45-degree angle. And it's just going to help smooth it out more so that it's easier when we go to carve it with the horsehair brush. Now I'm just going to take off that hard edge all the way down. Okay. We're going to do that all the way around. Now you want to do it up top too. Okay. Up top, down the side.